me versus Braun Breaker at the. I could see something like that, man. I could see something like that. If it's not the next, WrestleMania, maybe it's one
Right.
of these WrestleManias coming up. But me versus Roman Reigns, put me against anybody, man. I know it's gonna be an absolute historic, memorable match.
We get NXT every week in India. We also have, AEW is telecast every week. So for fans who might not have followed your career beyond, the Harland phase and what you did in AEW, could you tell them what your character will be like when you come to India, just to give them a teaser of what to expect?
Oh, no doubt. I think it's the so for the people that haven't really seen me since AEW, I would have to first start off with going to Mexico. So going to Mexico, I was paired up with Jeff Jarrett. I did multiple Triple Manias down there, and Jeff Jarrett really taught me how to work on the mic and really cut promos in a passionate way that really relates to the fans. And that was something that I really needed, and that related to my character that I've been working on, Parker Boudreaux, the BFD, and the BFD is somebody like me that it's one of one. You know what I mean? It goes in the ring. Obviously, I'm an uncaged, uh, undeniable athlete in the ring, but when it goes outside of the ring as well, I'm connected with everyone. I got the jewelry on. I got all the cool cars and the jewelry and the money and everything. But when it comes to the ring, I'm an untamed, savage, rabid, uncaged animal that can't be controlled. And the BFD has been a character that I've been working on for a while. Went through Mexico for a year and then went to Japan, multiple tours now with Shima, and staying in the dojo for months and training and having huge matches out in Japan. I've worked with Shima multiple times. He's been my mentor out there, and we've had big matches. We've had huge matches in Cork and Hall multiple times. We've toured down in Osaka and made just massive trips down in Japan, and that's another goal that I really wanted to do with my career because I grew up on watching Steve Williams, Terry Gordy, Stan Hansen, and all those people did Japan at such a high level that inspired me when I was a little kid. And for me to go out there and do tours and stay in the dojo like they did, and to really do and kind of live what they were doing now is an honor. So to now go to India, where somebody told me this the other day, but this is what I was trying to tell them. India has always been somewhere I want to be because my fan base, I get messages, thousands of messages every single day. Keep going, keep training in the gym, keep inspiring. You're inspiring a lot of people here in India.
So just to conclude this interview, can we do a quick rapid fire round and maybe we end on a light
Oh
note?
yeah, let's go. Yeah, yeah, man.
So let's kick off the rapid fire. Who was your
Let's go.
first? Who was your favorite wrestler growing up?
Steve Williams. I'd probably say Dr. Death just because, man, his All Japan work was just next level to me, man. Like you'd go over an hour in the ring, and I don't know, it's just such a such a underrated wrestler to me. But if I would have to say maybe one, Steve Williams, and maybe I could throw a couple more in there, Junkyard Dog, more modern ones. Obviously, I love Brock. Yeah, I'd probably say those three.
When you were backstage at WWE, did you mark out when you saw a wrestler in the backstage area? And if so, who was that?
I don't think I've ever actually marked out just because I know everybody's human. Everybody's, they're real humans too. So I think
Yeah.
for me, it was when I marked out was when I just got to WWE facility. You know what I mean? Just because I was like, oh God, I'm in I made it to the Performance Center. I made it to the WWE facility. You know what I mean? Like for me, that was like, oh God, you know what I mean? So I marked out on that. You know what I mean? So.
Who is the funniest wrestler backstage in any of the locker rooms you've been?
Oh God. Oh man, this is tough. I would probably say Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker, man, he's yeah, I haven't seen him in a while, but we spent a lot of good times together, man. We had a lot of great memories together. So yeah, he's hilarious. I would say Braun Breaker. For sure. Yeah, he's
Who was
crazy,
your first?
man.
Who was your first wrestling crush?
Oh, that's a good one. Hmm. I don't know. I mean, I, I wasn't like going crazy for anybody, but I would probably say if I had to pick anyone, that's a good question. You got me off guard on that one. Hmm. Are you talking about of all time or maybe currently or old
Maybe
school
currently.
or okay, maybe
Anybody.
Elizabeth, um just because I loved how Randy and like their relationship, but like he would take her everywhere, and you know, what I mean that relationship's very rare to find. You know what I mean? So I'd probably say Elizabeth, just because of the relationship they had was just elite. You know what I mean? Like from the outside looking in, you know what I mean, traveling everywhere and like him spoiling her and you know what I mean? So I'd probably say like Elizabeth, that would be cool.
Your
Uh,
dream tag team partner from any era of any promotion.
any era of any promotion. I would say Shima from Japan, but I've tagged up with him, so that was definitely a dream come true on that part. Anybody who maybe Stan Hansen or something like maybe a Terry Gordy in Japan, something just what I mean, where it would be hard hitting and just what I mean, very old school like what I mean. I would probably say one of those.
It's pretty cool. I mean, you started the interview by saying that you're not really a wrestling guy, but we are doing these deep dives because every time I've asked a question to someone like this, they're all like, Shawn Michaels or Triple H, but you're doing the deep cuts.
Oh yeah, no, I love pro wrestling, man. Yeah, no, I didn't know how to pro wrestle, but I always watched wrestling growing up. You know, I mean, I watched a lot of Mid South. I was actually more old school because my dad would watch Mid South growing up, so he would just put me on Mid South every day, Junkyard Dog and Ric Flair, and he would put old All Japan on 80s and 90s, and that's why I would love Steve Williams, and I mean, I actually have shout out to, our rest in peace. But I'm actually getting a robe that's going to be, dedicated kind of to him. You know, what I mean, I get the influence. It's going to be, I'm hopefully having it for India here. So, yeah, man, no, I grew up on wrestling, and it was definitely mid South and super old school stuff. But yeah, it was always in the back of my mind, and that was once I finished football, I realized I was like, man, Paul Heyman's been recruiting me for about 4 years now, and this is something that's always been in the back of my mind, and something that I've watched when I was young, and I was like, man, I kind of feel bad that I didn't join when I was 16 when he was first recruiting me. You know what I mean? I'd be the youngest. You know what I mean? I was like, oh man, I wish I almost went into it younger. But no, it all worked out good, man. And like I'm still 4 years in, and I'm working my ass off over here. So I just got to keep it going and keep it rolling big time. Yeah, and that's where I really get a lot of the influence at was the old school stuff.
Perfect. My absolute final question. Next year at WrestleMania, Parker is in the main event. And who's standing opposite him?
Oh man. Would it have to maybe be Braun Breaker? Me versus Braun Breaker at the I mean, I could see something like that, man. I could see something like that. If it's not the next, WrestleMania, maybe it's one
Right.
of these WrestleManias coming up. But me versus Roman Reigns, put me against anybody, man. I know it's gonna be an absolute historic, memorable match, and that's why. If anybody's been watching my recent films, I mean, my tapes and my work in Japan or whatever it is in the U.S. I think my work is really showing, and I think it's just a matter of time.
Parker, it was such an honor having you on, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you so much. I'm looking forward to meeting you and hanging out with you in India, man. It's gonna be awesome.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you, man. Appreciate you.